There were over 400 people in the ballroom. The lights were hot, the applause still echoing. I had just finished thanking the donors, the staff, and the board. I was 3 seconds from stepping down when my phone buzzed in my palm. One text, 5 words, 1 emoji. "You're fired." I stared at it for half a beat. Then I smiled, slow, calm. I held it up to the microphone. "I just got a text from my boss," I said to the glittering room. "It says, 'You're fired.'" Smiley face. Silence. Then, from the center of the room, a voice, sharp, furious, broke through the quiet. "The hell she is!" It was Marcus Albright, CEO of Calvex, our biggest sponsor. His voice hit harder than the text, and in that moment I knew I wasn't the one who just lost something. 3 years earlier, I walked into that nonprofit with hope in both hands. It wasn't just a job, it was personal. I believed in the mission. I believed in helping people, building something that mattered. And when I met Olivia, the executive director, I believed in her too. She had charm, presence. She talked like every room already belonged to her. "Stick with me," she said my first week, "and I'll teach you how to run it all." I did more than stick. I rebuilt their broken outreach programs, modernized every system, and landed the Calvex partnership single-handedly. She praised me in public, took credit in private. I didn't care, not at first, not until the cracks turned to cuts. The betrayal wasn't obvious at first. It was in the way she started excluding me from calls with the board, how my proposals suddenly came back edited, stripped of substance, fattened with her buzzwords. She started using phrases I coined, without acknowledgement. Then the Calvex renewal came up, and she tried to send her protege to the meeting I'd spent months setting up. I pushed back, politely, firmly. That's when things shifted. First, the compliments stopped. Then the meetings disappeared from my calendar. Then the whisper campaign started. Too ambitious, hard to work with, doesn't respect hierarchy. I kept my head down and kept producing results. Because I had leverage. What Olivia didn't know was this: I documented everything. Every contract I negotiated, every sponsor email I sent. I had receipts, screenshots, even a recording of her telling a staffer, "If I don't cut her now, she's going to outshine me in front of the board." She was right. I didn't want her seat, but I wasn't going to let her shove me off the stage either. I knew she'd try something at the gala. She couldn't stand how much attention I got every time Calvex praised my work. Couldn't stomach how their CEO requested me by name to host the night. So I planned for it. I had backups of all event logistics, hard copies of sponsor communications, and, most importantly, I had someone else watching, Marcus's chief of staff. I'd warned her, something's coming. I just didn't know it would be a text. That text. On stage. 5 words meant to humiliate me. Instead, it backfired so hard she'll still feel it next year. When I read the message aloud, the silence was instant. And then Marcus stood up, all 6'4" of him, in a tux that probably cost more than my rent. His voice was fire and ice. "If that's true," he said, "then Calvex is done here, tonight." Gasps. Phones came out. Heads turned. Olivia was near the back, frozen, pale. I didn't look at her. I looked at Marcus. I nodded once and said, "I'll forward you the message." Then I stepped off the stage. She chased me outside, heels clicking like gunshots on marble. "You made me look like a monster," she hissed. I turned, calmly. "You did that yourself. I just read your words out loud." She looked around, panicked, as if image control could save her now. "Do you know what you've done?" "Yes," I said. "I've ended you." Politely. Calvex pulled their $2.5 million partnership the next day. So did 2 other sponsors. I didn't gloat. I didn't post online. But I did accept the private offer Marcus made me that week. to lead Calvex's new philanthropic foundation. Triple the pay, full autonomy, a seat at the table. No text emoji required. Now I run my own team. I choose who speaks, who gets credit, who is protected and empowered, not punished for shining too bright. I don't look back often, but when I do, I smile. Because Olivia thought she was ending my career in front of a crowd. Instead, she handed me the mic, and I rewrote the ending.